get up or get down. This ish make it hard to sit down. Y'all act up when I'm a...
These extreme surfers regularly risk their lives riding some of the world's biggest breaks off WA's southwest coast. They use jet skis to reach waves as tall as buildings in deep water where sharks are known to lurk.
It's definitely in the back of your head, especially when you're just floating out behind the ski, and we're on coloured boards. We're pretty much like lures. We're pretty much trawling around for sharks.
Not much scares Kerby Brown, but on a recent expedition into the Southern Ocean, he was badly shaken by his first close encounter with an 18-foot great white shark.
Yeah, we're sitting on the jet ski, waiting for a wave, just dangling behind the wave, and then this huge fin, probably about that big, just came straight up in front of the jet ski, and everyone's seen it and just, like, jumped onto the jet ski as quick as they can, like, scrambled on. Everyone was freaking out, and then it just circled around and popped up a few times.
Shark attack. A 20-year-old woman bitten by a 3-metre shark off Rockingham.
Recent shark attacks closer to shore have had the Perth public on edge for weeks. A tour guide was recently mauled by a suspected great white while she was swimming with dolphins in shallow water south of the city. She survived, but only a few months earlier, a surfer wasn't so lucky. The young father was taken by a great white at Gracetown in the state's southwest.
Well, I think human beings have always been fascinated with the creatures that can kill them. There's nothing like a fatality to make an imprint in the public mind, and every time people start to feel comfortable, there seems to be another one.
Since those attacks, there's been a spate of sightings. The sight of this whale carcass feeding frenzy off Rottnest Island has only further fuelled Perth's shark fears.
Whale carcasses are like shark magnets, and they drift around the ocean, putting out this scent behind them that appears to attract sharks from all around.
Some locals suspect expanding whale and seal populations could be affecting shark behaviour and numbers, but experts say the jury is still out.
Whether the increase in the number of dead whales that some shark species scavenge will actually increase the numbers of sharks in the population, or whether they're just an attraction device, we really don't know.
Hey, he's a beauty, all right. Whoa. Wow. He's coming now. Get a good shot.
The display came as no surprise to many Perth fishermen who say they're now seeing increasing numbers of large sharks close into shore.
I've been fishing for 50 years, and we occasionally saw a large shark swimming around, but that was occasionally. Now we see them regularly. It might be anecdotal evidence, but it's there, and you can ask any fisherman, they'll tell you. It's not just a few more sharks, it's a huge number of sharks.
The Yukich family runs a rock lobster boat off the Perth coast. The summer lobster season has only just begun, but they're already seeing many large sharks coming in to eat the bait that's discarded from their pots. Ray Yukich used to fish for sharks and is amazed at how many he now sees.
About 4 years ago, there seemed to be a change. The purulus count, or the baby lobster, seemed to have disappeared, and there's been very low settlement ever since then. At the same time, coinciding with that, there's been a large number of large sharks have appeared and been here constantly.
He says the season before last set a new benchmark for large sharks.
We fished from the opening season on the 25th of November till Australia Day on the 26th of January. We only had one day where we didn't see a large shark swimming around us. We had up to 10 sharks at a time.
WA authorities say there's no hard evidence great white, tiger or whaler shark populations have significantly increased.
I certainly wouldn't discount any of those anecdotal reports, because fishermen see what they see. They're the ones out on the water, they're the eyes and ears. But what we're seeing in the data that we're getting from fisheries is that the rate of capture of white sharks is actually less than it was even 10 years ago.
Authorities on the East Coast are also sceptical.
This year so far we haven't had many reports of fishers of large sharks being close to the coast on the East Coast. White sharks seem to be slowly showing an increase, but it's still very early days. They've only been protected since the 90s, and it takes a long time.
WA authorities hope a new tagging project off Perth will give them a better handle on the shark population. These listening stations can record the presence of sharks that have been electronically tagged by scientists around the country and then send warnings to nearby beaches.
We have about 100 sharks that are potentially detectable by this array at the moment. It is early days, and we expect to have results in by the end of 2011.
In the meantime, as the public heads to the beach this summer, experts are urging people to keep the shark risk in perspective.
If you look at the rate of fatal attacks over the last 10 years compared to the previous 10 years, the numbers are almost identical. So again, there doesn't appear to have been an increase in the rate of fatal shark attacks, particularly when you consider that there are more people getting into the water these days.
There is one surefire way of avoiding shark attack, and that is stick to standing under a shower. That's all you can do.